Wonderful. There's always that. Yeah. Mhm. We're I was gonna say this is totally in media res. Like we're getting the build ready for early access right now. Like it's go time, and as is tradition, there's always something. Yeah. This I love that we just like kind of willfully ignored this one for a super long time, and now we're like, no, we really have to fix this. I'll repro it. Yeah. So here's my hammer in the van. It's telling me to drag it to the exit. But if instead of like reading the phone and doing things, I just like clicked this button with a cool plus 19 on it, I saw the hammer. I have 19 gold, 19 cash money, and now I'm broke because I can't continue the tutorial at all. Well, so hold on. You're changing the market price to 0 and overwriting it in the shops means that you will never be able to sell a hammer and to the market. Yeah, yeah. Do you So you don't feel comfortable doing the tutorial unlocks the market button when it's time? Okay. It's a code change versus a data change. Yeah. I want to I want to say that the code approach is not bad. We already do things like this. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna queue it up. I won't push it. I'll put it in a branch. Right. The magnet has a cost in stores, but not in the market. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with the stuff that we carefully planned to do, including some changes to the main menu, which is like one line item past where I hoped to get. So feel good about that. The only stuff remaining among the P2s are sound effects and particle effects, which we've talked about are not strictly required for this juncture. Uh, and really what's left is ad hoc testing and making gut calls on the the things we notice with this new perspective of it's going out the door soon. That's the way I see it. Like we have a valuable new perspective. It's going out the door soon. I hear you. Oh, I don't have chat up. Let me get the chat up. There we go. I can hear you. Yeah. As he's saying his mic might be host for the stream.
That might be better. Woof. I had a bunch of stuff shut off because I was recording video footage. So yeah, I think I might have been muted the whole time. That's great.
That's great.
Good time streaming.
It's like a little music with only one ear cup in.
You are the music. I am the strange mechanical clanky sounds of this industrial hellscape. All right. So anyway,
That's generous. Right. So to recap, we're getting things ready for early access, and
I just put my
finished all the tasks I wanted, and Steve fixed his mic.
My face cam wasn't even up. That's why we got to start with chatting.
That's probably why I have to look at the Twitch stream from now and then, every now and then.
As I've said many times before, I don't get tilted in games. I show up tilted. I put my game face on. All right. So what I need to do is make a really real build. Push it up to Steam. Update. And do some playing. I think. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
All right. So off camera, I've got crap to do. All right, Unity. Let's do this one last ride. And then after that, I will upload the very swift video I made for early access. Oh, I just noticed the trash can in the corner. We have a trash can icon.
I was curious how that speaks to you. And if it does, what does it say?
It says trash can. Resetting progress. Save files for this Steam account already exist. Yeah, that's pretty dope. I like it. A little more breathing room for the van. All right, let me do a full build. Build settings. Build to craft content. That looks right. Moment of truth. Moment of truth, Kaiser.
Am I Kaiser Wilhelm? Is that what Kaiser?
It is.
You're channeling my grandfather there. Do you know that?
I didn't, but I knew I liked your grandfather, even though I don't think I ever met him. full.
Oh,
heart go.
we've got energy, Joe. Electric.
We're bringing some energy. Yeah, this is.
We had a rough start here, but that's because we've all got the jitters.
We do have the
Well,
jitters.
I'll speak for myself. I've
It's
got
not.
a little bit of
Oh
jitters.
man, I'm made out of jitters.
Yeah.
I got the surprise today of my kids all wearing cool like dad shirts, and then me receiving this one. So it's like, it's on.
I gotta pop the stream open so I can see this cool shirt.
Zoop. Mine says dad on it. My kids' shirts say cool like dad.
Nice.
Same. Yeah,
Nice,
we got
nice.
mad energy, Joe. We might be pulling the trigger. We're gonna do the upload to Steam. I have
Right. I have to.
I have Still Warm in Adobe Premiere. A video. An early access video. Oh! But I think we're pretty much gonna we're gonna soft launch this. Like, put it up there, turn it on, and then I'm not planning on doing any blasts to like networks, to any networks till like probably Monday. Like, let the thing simmer, let like 4 people download it.
Assure ourselves that it is not extremely broken.
Oh, I got an error. Oh, that's right. My credentials. My precious credentials. Thanks, Steam. All right. Confirm your blah, blah, blah. It timed out. It's so much easier to do this now. Before you had to like wait for the code update thing in your like 2FA. Now it just like requires that you just hit approve in the Steam app, which is kind of nice. Like, the Steam app is actually like a dev tool on top of everything else. All right, 46 new chunks uploaded. I'm not going to show this on screen, but I will talk through it a little bit. Essentially, Steam has a tool that you point it at the directory on your local machine where the current build is. In fact, I should probably make sure that, oh yeah, do not ship. There's a little folder in there that says that. I'm going to do this whole process again. Some burst blah 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 info. Yeah, let's upload. And so you point this app at the directory. It's basically just like a console thing. And then it goes and gets all the files that are in that directory and subdirectories, pulls them all up. And if you built the game the right way, there we go. That just takes it up into Steam territory. Then you open the web interface and go to the dashboard. And then it'll show you if you did it right. Let's see, go under recent apps, Cruft. It'll show you all your builds that you've had and the history of it. Yeah, so I have 2 full heart builds, which is good. I'll branch to that, send that to default, preview the change. Yay for reels, you can tag it. Set build live now, hit OK. We may very well hit that button. I think we should hit that button, right?
We only get to hit that button
once. And so we're hitting that button. Like, this is day 0 of EA early access. So be it. Library. I'm gonna log out.
Let's consider that, because time is not necessarily of the essence on this.
No, it's not.
I think that we should just decide where we're at. Like, are we at the market it phase? Not that we have considerable marketing resources at our disposal. Really, all we have as far as cooldowns here are the market button, press release, and whatever we can muster up with our own two hands, right? Like,
Yep. So there's a few things in play. One, first, like we did pretty good in acquiring a lot of wish listers through our own networks. So a lot of these people are people we know. Not too worried about that.
right.
Then there are certainly more people that have wish listed the game just because it showed up, and that's cool too. I sort of feel like the people that would have wish listed it off the demo are people that are probably in okay shape to play the game in exactly the state it is right now. And in fact, exactly the state it is right now is pretty good, provided we play it, and it doesn't magically explode on us. So I think we're good to go. I don't think I would put a press release out today.
Okay.
I do think I need to at least upload the video and the screenshots and whatever. But I think we are good enough to go. Let's see, manage properties. Let me just.
I think my code change is solid here, Z.
Verify integrity of game files. Updating, one download complete. All right. So in theory, hit the play button on Steam. The new one. And all of our hammer problems should be solved. I can turn on big screen, and we'll still both exist. It's convenient. I can get rid of this restream channels window. So Will, you might want to actually watch the stream. I'm wondering for Steam algorithm stuff, for it appearing in various places based on sales, etc., if you're better off having a little time between these things to show more days of stuff or stacking them to show a bigger spike. I'm personally not for this game, and me, like outside of having a publisher, I don't think we are making games that get an early spike. I shouldn't even say outside of a publisher. If we had contact with and had already been building ahead of Steam, with like someone on Twitch or something like that, sure. What Cruft at the very least is like an experiment in long tail game.
It's an experiment in putting a game on Steam at all. It is not a marketing exercise just because we know that we don't have that facility, really.
I do think that the stakes are different when we actually release the game, but day one of early access, like one of our biggest goals is to get something on early access, is to really challenge what MVP means, and that it is, everyone's like, oh, minimum, but like, is it a viable product at all? And I feel like it is, and I have a sense of roadmap of where things are going. As does Will. I mean, there's a few big things we talk about. One of those is more narrative, some really cool stuff around the phone, and the other is housing, like a place to call your own. And then there'll be more content. There'll be more levels, more stuff to do. But those are kind of the big things, and like we are eyeballing that. We are looking to get support and feedback during it. Day zero of an early access for us is not like day zero of early access for like Ballionaire or someone who's already got a force behind it. I'm going to go ahead and play.
Yeah. This, like, I think both of us are going into this pretty clear-eyed about the fact that we are tossing a pebble into the lake and it's going to have a very, very, very small ripple.
I actually need to quit this and restart it. Zoop. I need to start from the tutorial because that's the big thing that we're
I'm
huffing about.
I'm working on it too.
All right, so
I'm supposed to be in build mode though, aren't I?
You absolutely are. Oh, I did it again. I'm not used to the trash can. I shouldn't be used to the trash can.
Did you hit the trash can?
I didn't hit the trash can.
Good. That's the goal of the
I
trash
know.
can.
I didn't obliterate my save. Reset progress. All right, here we are. Drive to market. Still a hammer in there. Drag the hammer to the exit. We're clear. I click the workbench. Thing. We've got like the double transposed game. Oh, you should absolutely be rummaging around the idea space, Joe. We like
Yeah, I appreciate it.
like very much so. And it's a lot like it's a very human process to negotiate the should I turn the desktop audio on? Sure I should. Let's turn it down a little bit. Oh, man, that's some good engine. Hey, what's up, Badger? It might be go time. Just so you know, this is like there is a new build on Steam. One thing I'm like, I should have gotten a fix in for the text. It's all right.
Oh, I'll do it right now.
I'm not rebuilding. I'm not gonna. This is not gonna turn into the rebuild the stream 10 times, is it? How much time we got?
All right. Let's put a gate on it. Let's rebuild once at like 3. I'll queue up a bunch of stuff.
That sounds terrible.
A bunch. Yeah, as I said it, I was like, that sounds risky. I'll queue up only low risk stuff.
Nope. Like right now, we're testing. We're not gonna like regress the thing. So something like the text that sounds easy, it roughly fits. And if you change text at a very high level, not going into each and every space for it, there's no guarantee that it fits again.
Okay, so I'll change it only on that button.
Ooh. And then
I don't really still don't know how to do that powerful USS. Like I change it in one and it impacts everything. And I think
but if you do
you're
that,
a big proponent of not doing that
for
for this reason.
I don't think it works. So what I'm getting at is it actually needs a real pass, because if you change it in one spot, now it'll be out of place in another.
I don't think it's going to happen like that. I think that just on that button we lost the.
No, it's not just
font.
that button. What I'm saying,
inheriting.
No, what I'm saying is it's this button, the new offers button. It's making cheese up here, and it's trade. And when I start clicking other things, you'll find it in different places.
Yeah, but making cheese and trade don't have a problem right now. It's just that the new offers is clipped when there's a number there.
That's true.
So
it's
what
true.
I'm proposing is just changing the text styling on that one button.
Right, and what you're talking is function, and I'm talking consistency. Maybe it doesn't matter. You might be right. Go ahead, changing that one. Go ahead. Let's roll the dice as many times as possible on the day we're trying to push this thing out. Is it enough, in your opinion, to stop the train?
No.
Time for Tarrytown, says Joe. Tarrytown is a reference to a very old process.
I think that it's a extremely low risk change. That's what I think.
Well, here's what I will say. If you're gonna do it, and I'll rebuild and repush another build to Steam and start testing over again. I don't think we should queue up stuff for a time and then be like,
Okay.
Because I think the value is in having enough time to play through it and find something we don't know about.
Sure.
I think you're probably right, though. I think that new offers one is probably the only one we'll have to do, because it is variable with the stuff in parentheses, and it is sized based on the old font we were using. Coding under pressure. But we know the hammer's fixed. Well, doesn't lead to the same dark problem, which is funny because this is how we had it for a while.
The hammer?
Yeah, the zero cost hammer.
Well, that's one of those things that I feel like we didn't matter because we weren't. It didn't matter to us because we weren't going into early access imminently. But now that we are, it's like no, that is
Yeah.
that is important.
What I'm saying is I've essentially reverted it to what we had before we made changes.
Yeah. Yep.
That
Well,
happens.
I've also got the code change now to do that. But okay, what does it look like on my screen? How do you feel about this?
I'm going to explain what Terrytown is. How do I feel about? Oh, do I need to kill this screen? I do, so I can see what you got. Boop. That looks. I'm going to also explain what Terrytown is. There's no way for you to zoom in on that, is there?
I can. Yeah, I can do this.
I mean, it fits. Yeah, it looks great. Ship it. So part of the reason I changed a bunch of fonts from that old Mac font to the one that we're using, Smart 9F or whatever it is, it's because it was more compact. That Mac font was just bleeding everywhere, especially like between. I think it's monotype, like every character's the same width. So Terrytown refers back to like the wild old days of getting my other screens up. So probably like sitting in a freaking ad right now. We're not. Refers to back at Turbine, pre and into Warner Brothers territory. This dude Terry White, awesome guy, who like when we were gonna send a build live, Terrytown was like everyone would go in this one big fishbowl room. Terry would be in there, and you'd be like running through, and it was basically like the live ops moment of truth where like if there was a like he had like the final call on A, whether or not you're going to push a thing, B, are we solving for this thing live, because you're pushing stuff out to like servers with thousands of people floating around on them, and there was a flight checklist, all kinds of good stuff. We're doing a localized version of that. I will very briefly.
I just pushed that text change. I'm still sitting on my tutorial change.
Good man. That thing. All right, so I'll go into fork, pull, heave. It's up to date. All right, I'll go back into crack Unity open again. Rebuild. Push to Steam. Grab it from Steam. So what you should be playing locally, though, Will, is not even... Well, I mean, obviously, like, to test the changes you just made, but, like, to actually play test this, you should just be grabbing from Steam.
I'm just putting my tutorial change in the branch.
Yes. That's another thing that happens on release day a lot. Just put stuff in the branch. It often happens well before that. So Will, walk me through the thought process where it seemed like today was the day.
Yeah, like we've been curating a list of polished tasks and been slaying them, right? Like we have on stream gone through the process of sorting them into P0, the most important thing to do, P1, next most important, etc. And I got through all the P0s. I started, and then in the P2 category was almost nothing. I slayed those, and then I got into the P2s, and I was like, you know what? Some of these are gonna impact the way a person experiences the game, and some of these aren't. And
when did
really,
you
like,
when did you get to the P2s?
when did I get? I got to the P2s like this morning.
So
Was it last night that I
last
that
night
I was
end
like,
of day. Well, we were working on last night end of day. Oh, so the mouse zoom thing that we passed on.
yeah, I gave it a shot. A couple people have given us the feedback that it would be more intuitive if when you scrolled the mouse wheel that the camera focused on the item that you were mousing over as you're zooming in, right? Like I want to zoom in on the cow, not that like I want to just zoom in broadly. And so I was like, yeah, maybe I can do that quickly, and took a stab at it and realized that like I wasn't really set up to do that properly. We have PD controller governing motion, and then sort of a separate bit of logic that handles the zooming. And for that to really come together, they had to be in lockstep, and I would have to redo how that works. So that stopped feeling like a task that I could knock off in pursuit of getting us into early access. So I tabled that one. And yeah, we just, long time ago, not a long time ago, but like a couple weeks ago, I think you like put a stake in the ground on June 20th, right? You said, let's shoot for June 20th. Because we, to some extent, like we need a deadline to track against. Otherwise, in a single-minded way, I'll sit here and continue to come up with things that I think need to be changed, like the goddamn text that I just pushed to change to on the shop button.
And they are, and the issue is that they're valid things. You'll come up with
everything's
good.
A valid thing.
No, everything's not a valid thing, but there is a huge number of things that make sense where you're like, do I really want to release this with this still in there? Like the problem is it's a cornucopia of good choices.
Yeah. I mean, everything that I did that goes through my internal filter of is this worth calling out, I think is worthwhile to change someday.
Right. But if you were like, is
it worthwhile to change today?
I'll give you an example. If this morning you're like, I want to update the Unity version, I would be like, that's not valid. Walk. I don't think you'd ever would have brought that up.
I was gonna say, like, if I had come to the point where I decided that that's what we needed, I would be fighting you now. Yeah. But yeah, no, you're right. It's not. We don't need a new Unity version right now. That's a bunch of work we don't need. That doesn't contribute to getting us onto Steam and getting feedback on the game.
All right, so I've gone back through the process of, and doesn't take long. Back through the process of all the Steamy stuff. Went in. Did I set it live now? Let me just double check because I'm sitting here talking on stream.
I'm gonna go screen. I'm gonna put my curtain down while I open up Steam to launch the game. Oh wait, you said you're just pushing up a new one now, right?
I am just pushing up a new one now.
All right,
live now.
Wait. I'll wait, but it will make my face weirdly big.
Yeah, but it also makes your background weirdly big. Not weirdly, it makes it absolutely big in a good way. Because there's all kinds of cool stuff back there. Except maybe for the T4 box of some fan in the corner. That's kind of like, well, whatever. All right, I'm going to log myself out and log myself back into Steam. There's a whole fun sort of bit of shenanigans with, even while you're working on something in Unity, you're communicating with Steam. And a lot of times it'll be like, I've disconnected you. You got to sort of like bow out of Unity, unhook all the parts. Unless you've already allocated your weekend for work, which we haven't. Will and I have an offsite tomorrow. Yeah, if you don't make this afternoon, then wait till Monday. Every once in a while, just chill out. All right, Cruft is updated. I will go over here and play it. I will turn on, let's see, big screen. Play. Oh yeah, that's absolutely glorious. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. All right, so I'll just continue playing like nothing happened. Use the mixer. You know what? You want to know something that's funny? The hand mill. This is like classic old stuff where you do something for a while. You might have to put something up, Will, if you want your head to show up anymore. Or if you don't.
I want to put the game up.
All right,
I'm actually installing the Steam game now.
nice.
You said it's updated, right?
It is. You may have to, while you're open, like verify integrity because it puts us into a queue of like where updates get pushed. But my point is,
if it's full heart, then I'm at least on the right one.
they're both full heart.
Yeah.
So
Either way, I'm new enough.
Yeah. So anyway, the mill, which I've got on the screen right here, it's got meat coming out of it. I always intended you to get pork shoulder and then grind that into sausage and get other cuts and grind them into sausage. I never actually did that. So like the one thing you use the mill for, or all the stuff you use the mill for, is not what's actually visually represented on the mill. I'm gonna change that at some point. We're gonna make sausage making a lot more intricate because I'm.
Oh yeah, I
huge
never
fan of
noticed
sausage.
that how the mill looks like it's for grinding meat.
And it is, but not in this game. Throwing out wheat into flour.
My hammer is still 19 cash money.
Did you continue?
Oh, I did.
That trash can, elusive. Now, I'm not trying to lower the bar for us, but I've enjoyed some very good games that were pretty rough on early access. Especially Day Zero. File Tim's stuff one last time. Come on, Tim. Let's do this.
I tried to sell my hammer, and it's still there.
Get wrecked, Will. I mean, I think the other big things we need to do is really get.
That's another way you break the tutorial.
Will, don't keep secrets.
So I crafted my Blingo in the van, and I would be able to sell the Blingo before I'm supposed to, because it's already in my van, and I could come out and sell it. But my current tutorial step would be drag the Blingo into the van, and you'd fall off there.
All right, I've switched it. Oh, nope, that's a call. I have switched it over to your screen for now, so that I have a few less things to contemplate.
If we take my code change, this problem goes away.
Yeah, that sounds like you planned it that way. That's not it. I mean,
I don't think that discounts what I'm saying.
It doesn't. It sounds like a vile trick. Explain to me one more time, because I'm not sitting on 8 million.
Let's do it. I'll just do it.
Do what?
I'll repro the bug.
Yeah.
All right. Do this. Then do this. Then do this. Drag the Blingo into your van. Or just sell it. And now I'm broken.
And your fix does what?
My fix makes it so that you can't press the drive to market button until you've accomplished the drag the Blingo into your van step.
Didn't you just accomplish it?
What are you talking about?
Oh, so here's a question. Why didn't it accomplish drag the Blingo into your van?
Because I crafted the Blingo in the van. So it was in the van, and I could sell it because the market button...
I understand that you could sell it. What I'm asking you is, why didn't the tutorial move forward? Because the Blingo was in the van.
Because the tutorial was waiting for me to drag the Blingo into the van.
Oh, so it checks that it's... I feel like we had just recently another thing that was like this. We were like...
Yeah. No, I mean... that is one way to fix it. We could change the relocate item step such that it would first see if you've already done that. See if such an item is already in the described location, and then complete it automatically. That's another solution.
All right.
That's another, I think, low risk code change, but it's a code change, which we're squirrely about today.
Can always revert it. Go ahead, go for it. I got to remember that also. We're making micro changes that I can literally change on Steam. Like if this blew up, and this is an important part of Steam that I think people overlook, is that by pushing more stuff to Steam, like I have a bunch of labels on Steam. If this for some reason tonight we found out like, oh my god, 30 people ran into something, it's that thing, I could revert it back. Now it might explode things, but we do have a whole bunch of labels. Everything I push up to Steam could be reverted to. How do you think the code would work at that point?
Who are you talking to?
You.
About what?
If I pushed what you're currently building or putting together to Steam, and I didn't like it, and then I told Steam what I actually mean our build is the previous one, would the game actually work?
I don't know how Steam handles versioning down.
I'm saying, how does our game handle versioning down? On Steam's end, it would just be diff the files and replace them. In some games, that breaks the game, and because it's a previous build of it. In some games, it doesn't.
I can't think of a reason why it would break Cruft.
Okay.
Cruft is a solitary application with no external dependencies other than your save data, and there are no changes to save data between the two versions you're talking about. So I think it would be fine. It's just a question of whether Steam supports
if items were rebuilt, it might screw things up. No, because you'd have to go into a new map for it to matter.
I actually almost think the game would like kind of happily. The game would actually be pretty tolerant of this. So you could, like the worst case scenario is you added a new item in the new build, decided to roll back to a version of the game that didn't have that item in the like backing data, but that item in its entirety is injected in the save file. So unless it was a schema change, unless it was a breaking change, like I added a new field or I removed a new field and some logic that depends on it, the game would be fine. You would you would just not be able to get that item in future playthroughs, but the item would still exist in your save file, and the game would know what to do with it. But you could carry it
in your van in perpetuity. That's pretty cool. All right.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, so there.
I know
careful what you give people, because it can be hard to take it away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What am I doing?
It's a good thing I interrupted you mid-thought to go down an entirely different branch.
It's fine. We're trying to figure out how to detect if an item might actually need the item controller. This is probably the one this is the one line of code I type the most. Maybe that's a bad sign that we have a nasty web of dependent things.
You should describe that line and not presume that anyone has any idea what you're talking about.
This line, I'm invoking my singleton dependency resolver container to get the item system. Now I need to be able to ask, hey, is there already a Blingo in my van? And the thing that knows that is responsible for questions like that is the item controller. And all of a sudden, this particular bit of tutorial logic wants it, so I have to go dependency injector. Give me the item controller.
Why do you need that? I thought we were preventing you from hitting the market. No. How is?
Oh, yeah. So I should have asked that question. Do you want me to fix this problem with the sequencing around selling the Blingo by enabling the market button at the right time, or by
making sure that the
when you
Blingo
reach a relocate step, checking if the item has already been relocated?
So my point here is that, like, what we're trying to avoid is, so you crafting in the van is like,
Weird move.
it's weird, and we're not actually going to button it up with this.
Detecting if you've already relocated the item, I think we'll button it up, at least in the best way we can.
Yeah.
Whereas enabling the market button is more of a band-aid, but it also is queued up and fixes a different problem.
Well, but like, broadly speaking, what we're saying is when you got to the step to craft the Blingo, you dragged your workbench and the Blingo into the van and decided to craft it.
Yep.
And what you are doing is going to prevent what?
It's going to prevent the tutorial from falling off the rails when you do that.
How is what I'm saying is, what behavior are you changing that goes, oh, like if I were to drag my workbench and my Blingo in there and hit market, what would happen now that's any different?
You can go over it again if you want. It breaks.
Right, and I'm saying, what are you doing what behavior are you changing that makes it not break?
I'm making it so that when you reach the relocate item step, that we're going to first look in the van and look in the requested location and see if the requested item is there.
Okay, so when we get
and if so, we will effectively skip this tutorial step, and we'll get to and then the tutorial will be on the sell the Blingo step.
Right. So if we get to that step and the Blingo's already in the van, it'll move forward. And if I press the market button with the workbench still in the van, the tutorial's still screwed. Like, we're not actually fixing the tutorial here. We're fixing a piece based on a very specific case.
Because I sold the workbench?
Correct. And we are not going down the rabbit hole of maybe workbenches should be free. Because we can't.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, like, if we are going to surgically attack this, then it should hopefully do something that is not breaky. Or, like, think about it more holistically and go, okay, this is one of the first things we want to do once this thing's in early access. Like, I don't want the exigence for going down this road to not be fixed as a reason to do it.
I think that the road to fixing this still involves one of these steps. It's like perf. Like, it's not like one thing fixes it all. Like, it's a bunch of little things, like making sure that you don't fall off the rails around the relocate item step, and also making sure that you can't sell the table. Like, in a way, like, we have two problems now that you've identified, and we should fix both of them. Dude, the workbench is 0 money.
Then how'd you sell it?
I didn't.
Oh, okay. Then you're good. That's good. That's good.
I didn't sell the workbench. I sold the Blingo.
Yeah, I'm. We have to verify these things,
Sure.
and you thought you did for a minute. So
Uh, yeah.
all right, sweet.
So okay.
So
Am I?
so now what'll happen is, and where I'm saying like you keep talking in code terms, I want to talk in like behavior of the game. If I drag the Blingo, if I craft the Blingo in the van, I no longer have to drag it there for it to move forward a step and just keep playing.
Yeah. If you drag the Blingo into the van, that's not even helping here. Hold on.
So you crafted it there, but you never dragged it. So now what it's going to do is it's going to check if the Blingo is in the van, regardless of if you dragged it, and it'll still move
Right.
forward in the drag. Okay.
Right. That's my proposed fix to this particular problem.
Mm-hmm. Ship it. Steady.
Yeah. So now it says drag the Blingo into your van, and I could hit the market button.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Back to what I was doing. All right, so to ask about items, I need to get the item template. So I'm using this string ID I have and feeding it to the item controller to give me the actual template, which is our bit of data that says everything about items. Now I'm using this function to get anything that matches the template. And it takes a location ID, which I already have. And that should be enough. Oh, but this isn't a bool. This is a list of things. Okay, so that function gives me back a list of things. And we're saying if there's anything in that list, then we're just done.
Oh, so that basically means if anything came back from that query.
Yeah.
And that query is just for that one thing. So if there's anything in my basket.
If there's anything that matches the item that this step is asking you to relocate.
Sweet.
So it'll in this case, it'll be the Blingo.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this would also impact, how many times does relocate item step appear in the tutorial? Because that's sort of like a good
that's a pretty
Halo
important
question. And that's what my test plan has to cover, is every one of those steps.
What do you mean Halo? Do you mean like
Halo is
the old game where I run around throwing sticky grenades to people?
Nor do I mean headgear for angels. I mean the range, the extent of the game that is changed by what I'm doing. The breadth of this, the impact of this change, how broad of a, like, you can make changes in code that spiderweb throughout the entire application, right? If you're doing something really fundamental that is invoked a million times. So relocate item step is the thing I'm changing. And so I'm saying, okay, how many times does this show up in here?
I prefer the term blast radius, though I rarely use it. Because
blast radius is good.
So I had a list. The reason I'm sort of bringing this up is I had a list of stuff.
There's actually not a lot. There's there's 3 cases where we ask the player to relocate items.
And what were they?
Tutorial. It's take the hammer out of the van, put the Blingo in the van, and put Cruft in your van.
Yeah. So this morning when Will and I were talking, I had a list of stuff like data changes, which you could say they're safe or safer than code. They're really not in a game. But like, there's a whole list of stuff I decided not to do today because of the blast radius of those changes. So the things that I did change were things like, increase the value and outputs for some of the food crafting recipes because they were a little short. I went in and changed, like, when you mine for gems, there's at least a % chance for you to get pickaxes back. But once again, in terms of Halo or blast radius or whatever, there were several things in there that I was like, all right, I'm not going to do anything additive, because just like code, this game being a web of different crafting recipes, like that can really screw stuff up. Can really turn stuff into a hot mess. You can imagine if you have a progression for an XP progression. I changed that a couple days ago because I knew we were getting close to today, and today might be the day. I would never, as much as it's like, oh, it's just changing numbers, it won't break, it won't cause the game not to build. If you don't have time to play through it quite a bit, and I was pretty conservative in the change, the halo effect of that change can be profound. So like in both cases, there are absolutely things that you can do the last minute that fix or change what you want in a localized sense, but because the halo is wide, things you could not have foreseen. Like if we've talked about utilizing this tutorial system in other levels when like new features come online. This would be a very different conversation if every level had a few steps in the front of it that were like, hey, I need you to put stuff in the van or put stuff on shelves or whatever. Even if it's a simple change, the halo and your ability to test it would be a lot broader. Would you break?
Nope, it's not broken. What step am I on?
I can't read that from here. Drag cruft into your van. Your cruft's in the van. Yeah.
Drive cruft to the dump. This
Yeah.
is the current step I'm on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I have to drag cruft into my van?
I mean, you had to ahead of that, but it did. You're laughing because it worked.
I'm laughing because it worked. The cruft also shows up in the van because you put the workbench in the van.
Oh, you're saying that the cruft output from the crafting that you already went rogue on. Yeah. Guess what, Will? Remember how you said, I'll pack up a bunch of stuff and send it at 3, and then you're like, oh, that's a bad idea? It's 3. You should pack your stuff up.
Do you want the market change too?
Send it. The
market button change. The one that makes the market button only enabled after you're supposed to have used the market button.
No, it's 3 o'clock, man.
Code's just sitting there waiting to be merged.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Okay, send it.
All right. Click here to open your phone file, Tim stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. We're moving on. All right. I'm going to gather up all that stuff. Get this sorted.
God, I'm so glad there's only 2 of us. Keeps the game simple enough. Are they missing important teaching moments that they're supposed to convey?
They're missing the drag cruft into the van step.
Yep, but they've already done it. So there's actually like a non-itemized. The whole point of these steps is so the player understands at all that the van is an interactable thing. If they've dragged stuff in and gotten out, then they do understand that. But it's an exceedingly important point if that like skipping steps in a tutorial isn't like, oh, it still works. They didn't fall off the rails. It's like, well, they teleported. But in this case, and I would not, if at the start of this we were like, oh, it's broken in a way we should just let them skip forward, I would have had pretty big reservations if I thought it was skipping something they needed to know. It's not actually skipping something they need to know because they're doing it. Yeah. But it's an exceedingly good point, Joe, that the tutorial not falling off the rails and blocking the player, you can easily fix that by allowing by the player not doing any of the behaviors you need them to learn in a very easy way.
Yeah.
I can fix this tutorial right now by not requiring you to do anything and having it go forward every second. You gotta be really careful with that stuff.
I do agree generally, Joe, that like we are removing one of the steps that would reinforce this. I just think the benefit of not totally breaking the tutorial outweighs the like not getting the third out of 3 reps with moving items around.
I mean, if I thought that this change was making it so that the player didn't have a chance to understand that you move things out in and out of the van, I'd be like, I don't care that it doesn't break the thing. It's more important that the person learned that. But in this case, it's by pulling stuff in. The person already has facility with that system. Like, good. Now what we're doing is not punishing you for doing ahead of time. It was a little different. Is all your stuff pushed up or no?
No, not yet. I gotta, because I put it in a branch, I gotta
Unbranch it.
do more of that.
It's a scorcher out today.
Really is.
It's getting hot. My peas were wilting.
Oh no.
Turned on the
My
sprinkler.
basil was nice and dry.
Nice.
I lost a basil plant to downy mildew
Ooh.
and learned that it is the #1 cause of crop loss with basil.
Did it just get
It's too wet.
too wet?
I think it was just too wet.
Yeah.
Basil's fickle in this climate.
My challenge right now is that my plants, my vegetables, and fruits technically, though I'm a little hurting on fruits, they're in blazing sun. And I have this little snail kids sprinkler thing set up there, and all I have to do is walk out there pretty quick and just turn the timer on for like a half hour, which is convenient. But today's the first like hot day, and I went out there during lunch after I made a delicious salad, the recipe of which straight from Will.
All right, I just did all my git backflips. I'm gonna run the game one more time.
All right.
Make sure that it all checks out.
But being able to just go out there and like turn the thing to 30 minutes was clutch.
You got the timer on the hose? Is that, sorry, I was like spacing out for a second there.
Yeah, timer on the hose is like awesome. And then
I keep forgetting about the timers, and then they stay outside all winter, and then
yeah, no, I've thrown out at least
so
8 of those in my day. There's only 2 places outdoors to get water on this place, on this compound, and I have not found the in the basement switch for the other one that's out front. My wife was out cleaning the fence today by hand.
What's up with these hose hookups that don't have shutoff valves?
So ours does, and there's a panel in the basement that actually says like it's here, but I couldn't dig in there enough to find the thing. I turned one thing on and it didn't fly. All right. Did you?
I made it past the hotspot. I also think that the new meta for speed running the tutorial is to drag the workbench into the van. So for all you power gamers out there, that's how you get through the tutorial faster. It seemed to work. I'm going to test it again just because.
All right, I have pulled the stuff. I'm going to do a build.
High alert status right now for all things change related.
Indeed.
I'm going to do it like the normal way now.
It would be so funny if your will special way to speedrun the tutorial worked, and then you undid the ability to get the tutorial like a normal, sane human being.
Yeah, no, that would be classic.
It would be classic.
That would be such a like day in the life kind of thing to do.
It's a great story to tell.
Oh, I can't drag the cruft into the van because now the van needs to be under the mouse to put the.
Oh, you're just dragging it off screen?
I was trying to again speedrun the tutorial. It used to be that you could drag items off the edge of the map and they would go into the van, just because I was being lazy for a super long time, and I finally fixed it.
I would
Yeah,
highly
you actually have to
recommend
be on top of the van to move
when
items into the van.
when you pull this from Steam, I would highly recommend you play the tutorial like a person would play the tutorial if they were reading the messages and in good faith trying to do the thing.
That's what I'm trying to do right now. I just got distracted by.
Well, if you were dragging stuff not on the van to do it, then you weren't.
Look, I am cursed by the knowledge I have. I cannot unknow the things I know.
You are operating as a tester.
That's why you have multiple people test the game.
What I'm saying is that your testing is very, very good. For the fringe cases, we have to also do the like, what if the person reads the thing we wrote and does the thing?
I would be doing that if I wasn't so easily distractible by minutia. And I'm just proud that I finally fixed that thing where you drag things. This actually required me to like post for help on a Discord forum for Unity development. I was like, guys, why aren't my trigger and collider BS systems working? And somebody helped me right away, and it was great.
All right, going back to, let's see here, how many windows I got open? Builds. I refresh this. Push that to default. Build live now, yes. Okay.
Drop down in the corner, 2 minutes high heat, all loose water dries up. Cicadas come through and all crops, not in the van, turn it to cruft. Yeah. Doing like like SimCity disasters kind of stuff.
We have
I've heard
around timeline stuff and like,
yeah.
I would do that in a level. I would do that like, this level's called Dry Gulch, and it's like, man, this place is a pain because your crops are going to get eaten. Like any food left out is going to get gobbled up every once in a while. That'd be sick. But that would be the level that you want to do a lot of stuff with, like food preservation, putting stuff inside.
You need shelves. That would be like, that would certainly be cool from a like, hey, we have all this new tech and design space thing. It sounds the opposite of fun to me, though. It's like taking away my stuff. Ugh.
It would have to be in a very. I can log back in. It would be a polarizing level. A very polarizing level. Which is not a bad thing. Especially given the fact that, like, it would depend very much on how many things you really had to do in that level in terms of Chivos. And I would probably just put one in there. But yeah, man, that would be punitive. It would also, I mean, that one design would directly be in conflict with one of our pillars.
I was about to say you can't claim that that's not.
Oh, that's stick.
The stick. Yeah. But like, there's probably a cool way to use events that is not punitive.
It's true. All right. Can you grab the Steam build from Steam and the Steam of steaming, and start clean? Utilize that trash can.
Engage.
Big head mode.
I'll go big head mode and then pick my nose on stream.
That's where it's at.
That's what I'm up to here. All right, shut that down. Shut that down. Open up this. Update. That's exciting. Play.
All right, drive to market and dump. Pleasantly closed.
Stream mode, re-engage.
Oh yeah.
I was better. I was thinking about like monthly bills as another timer thing. Like, there's all this stuff on your phone that doesn't do anything yet. There's the battery level and the service. Like, what if you had to pay your cell bill in order to have cell service and receive texts?
We've also talked about like electricity being a thing, so because it's a huge part of off grid living is like, yeah, setting up solar or even just like a tiny little thing in a stream, and just have electricity be um, just an item that drops on the ground, like essentially just be commerce. But like then you at that point you build a shelf that is a battery, and the only thing that's allowed to go in it is electricity, and I could store the stuff. Like there are definitely ways to like do neat stuff like that, and then we would it would still be carrot because we'd have certain items. We just have recipes at certain stations that were like profound, but one of the components was electricity. You just boop, 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 boop. Right, I am likewise playing over on my screen.
You know, now that my change is in, you're free to put a price back on the hammer and the workbench, actually. I think this is a tutorial workbench, which you did like the work of duping, right?
Did. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not changing any of that.
You could clean that up now.
Yeah, that'd be stupid. That would be snatching victory from the jaws of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. It works.
Fair enough.
Opportunity cost is not a fake thing. All right, I'm going to close this down. I'll just go a little further on my side, but I have some other administrative stuff to do before I push the button. I got to like push the video, replace the demo video.
Here's another way you break.
Oh, you know what? While I'm here, I'll take a couple screenshots. What do you mean? Here's another way that you break.
If you are going off the rails, I mean, we know that going off the rails breaks the tutorial. Let's talk about this one though, just so that we make a decision. You're told to open up Tim's shop and buy all his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
His shop contains animal feed, baby cow, small pen, stand mixer, right? You can open up the shop, buy animal feed, small pen, baby cow, not buy stand mixer, go out to the yard, raise the cow. You're still on buy all Tim's stuff. Go back in, go back into the shop, buy the stand mixer. Now you're on, oh, you're on have a cow. Okay, wait, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. Try again. Oh wait, no, darn it, I pressed the wrong button.
New feature.
New feature, I know. Okay, trash can, reset progress. Do all this.
So explain out loud the thing you thought you ran into.
I'm not sure that I can and do the tutorial at the same time.
Well,
I thought that I had
pause.
gotten to a point where the tutorial is telling me to buy all Tim's stuff. I've already triggered raising the cow. The tutorial might be stuck when I then come out and say the tutorial says raise a cow, but I'm already raising a cow, so it missed that. And we may yet be broken in this case, and we may decide that we're not going to fix it. But okay, click here to open your phone and buy all Tim's stuff. Here's the start of the problem. I can buy cow, food, small animal pen, not buy the mixer. So I'm still on the open your phone and buy Tim's stuff step. Nothing stops me from triggering this recipe though. And now I go in here, I buy the mixer. And he's saying, okay, have a cow. My pen is in a weird highlighted and counting down state.
What does have a cow check for?
Have a cow checks. Yeah, see, it's
What does have a cow check for?
yeah, it checks for there are 3 different steps that say have a cow. The first one is like the one that highlights the station, and it just checks that you open the station. The second one checks that you trigger this recipe, and the third one checks that you collect the cow from the station. I've fallen off the rails now on the first have a cow. It's saying, well, I fell off the rails, and then I opened the station, satisfying it, and now it's saying it's waiting for me to trigger this recipe, but I no longer have a baby cow.
Right. Yeah, we're not fixing that.
I can wait 2 minutes and 45 seconds to refresh Tim's shop and get another baby cow.
Yep. That's life.
Is there another way to fix this?
I mean, I don't know how much.
It's like the 2
don't.
tools in my toolbox are checking for completion when you reach, checking if something's already been completed, and preventing you from doing the thing until you reach the spot where you're supposed to do it. So I would have to either prevent you from opening stations, or
Is it fixed if you have a second baby cow?
yeah,
Then I should just have Tim give you 2 baby cows.
it's like it's not rock solid fixed, but it's way less likely to happen.
Well, no, absolutely not. No, nor if I hope you are not trying to say that this tutorial is going to be rock solid fixed by the time we finish. Yeah.
No, I know.
Okay, I'm just making sure that like we are barometer wise at the same place.
Yeah, I'm definitely like strung a little bit more tightly than you are about this in terms of barometer, but like I think we agree that like we could do something to make this better, and if it's cheap, we should.
We're not both there. We're not the second part of that statement is like I don't believe that there's an open like if we could we should, like there's a limit to that. It is
If it's low risk, we should talk about it. So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean I'm certainly not going to like
Ad time
silence that. Oh sweet. But like we could do that for weeks.
No, I know.
I'm
not talking about doing it for weeks, but I am talking about doing it for maybe the next 20 minutes.
but you talked about updating some fixes. Like put a time on it then. Like police yourself.
Well, let's talk about what we'd want to do. So we've got 3 things on the table. We've got
I have updated to 2 cows. Does that satisfy?
Yeah, I have a Cruft icon on my desktop. That's amazing.
It is pretty amazing.
Jinx. So there's 2 cows, which I think is the cheapest and smallest halo, lowest risk solution. There is pre-check when you arrive at the open station step. Check. I don't even know what I would check for the open station step specifically. I would have to check that you had already opened the station and are crafting a recipe that step doesn't even know about yet. So that's off the table, I think. And then there's the nope, this doesn't work, because then the other one that doesn't the other one is prevent you from opening stations until you reach a certain point in the tutorial. That can't be global because you start off the game opening stations. So it would have to be very specifically prevent you from opening this one station, and that is not going to be a cheap or easy fix to make. That's a pretty big thing. Like once I care about every station on a per instance basis, that's a recipe for trouble.
I
So yeah, that's where I'm at.
honestly like you're starting to get into a fringe case where like it's like go in and buy all Tim's stuff. So I'm intentionally going to go in and buy 2 out of 3 things in like a
Yep.
specific order. And do I want to button that up someday? Yes. Do I like? Do I think it is a mechanical test case? And I'm not saying that it can't come up, but we are going to end up with a bunch of things at this level that we can do to foible it. And if that's the case, then we shouldn't even think about releasing today. We should say we want to regress the tutorial and find all of them and fix them, which is absolutely a call we can make.
I think we want to regress the tutorial for launch, probably not for early access. I think that having talked through it and realized that the tools that I would want to put in place, because I'm doing them already in other places and I'm not worried about inventing a new pattern, those tools don't work for this problem. So I'm happy having had the discussion and decided that the stuff that I would do isn't really going to help. So
yeah, and there's also
now the question is just, do we add an extra baby cow for some redundancy? And earlier versions of the tutorial did have more items of a given of each type.
right, which we specifically removed so that A, the person wasn't hanging out for days in it, and B, there was an option paralysis with a ton of stuff. That neither of which is like a Trump move. Like, I am fine with having 2 cows in the tutorial, but like, do the thing, build it, do the thing, build it. I still don't see a reason to push another build to Steam with that in it.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Onwards then.
yeah, onwards and upwards. I think if you yeah, each of these issues is basically going faster than tutorial. It's a good point. Now my main concern is if you do the stuff regularly without trying to outwit the tutorial, like does it still play? Because that's a far bigger problem if it doesn't work. Does that register?
Yep.
Okay. Look at that poop. All right, I am going to, while you are doing that, and I hope there's no typos in it. I'm going to do one last peek. I'm going to upload this video, which means I got to go back into, let's see, not the builds thing. Builds, we are up to date. Steamworks. Cruftalino. Edit store page. That would be so sad if available. Create. No. Create. Oh. Come on, create button. Drag the trailer here. Let's see, videos, blah, 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 blah. thought I exported this thing somewhere else. Assets? No. Steam assets. Trailers? Is that where it went?
Not for today, but at some point before full release, I'd love to pepper in a couple steps here while we're waiting for timers. Like it's telling me use mixer to make dough, but I had to wait 30 seconds for that to be completable. It's a good time to be like, hey, WASD moves the camera.
That is a good time for that. That is a very good time for that.
And like, you can drag your items around. Like nothing actually tells you that you can move items.
Why would you need to know that, Will?
You don't strictly need to know that.
That's a good point.
All right, use these to unlock the magnet. Ka-chow. Right-click the magnet. Press the 1 key to activate. Ka-chow. Click and hold an item, then drag to attract 3 matching items. This is like new. This is all new.
Yeah, that's good too. I went through.
Release the mouse to drop
Felt
all
tight.
attracted items. Right-click to deactivate the magnet. Open your phone, then check out the Realtor app. Probably a moment in there where it's like, we should be like, ain't that handy? Realtor.
Ain't that handy?
No.
What?
I thought this was centered. I thought I had centered this, and now I'm confused about why it's not centered. Use the Realtor app to pick your next yard. Oh, this is also not showing the text I expect. Are you ready to move to a new yard? Just sign below. You're blah, blah, blah. He's not supposed to say that. He's supposed to say, use the magnet.
I got use the magnet.
How come I did not?
Or did you immediately use it once you got it?
Well, what happened was I opened up this, and then I like noticed a bug and started clicking wildly around, going in and out of the screen. Maybe that's part of the repro. All right, I have to go back. I know you don't think this is testing like a real human, but I need to go in here to see if, just to see if there's like something easy.
Yeah, no, I
of
agree with that.
Not working. That was supposed to queue you up for different things.
Once again, we do have to go get it. I'm like doing other stuff right now in terms of like uploading crap. We do need to like do a run where we play like it tells us and verify that that works. So many windows open. Converting the video. I can.
Yeah, I thought I centered it here.
Oh, you're not actually thinking about like changing the centering right now, are you?
No.
Okay.
I noticed like a big section of work I did is missing. So my first thought is like, do I not have those changes locally anymore? I was switching branches, which shouldn't have been part of the problem, but like it was just suspicious that bits of the tutorial and some of the layout changes were both missing.
All right, I think I can close Premiere. this over here. Oh, just don't drop in there. Come on. Got a bottle picked out already tonight to celebrate with. I don't really drink. I'm not like 100% dry, but like I drink like twice a year now. I don't have any bottles at all.
I got a 6-pack of Athletic 0% beer. So I'm also what is the right word?
Dry.
I think it's an alcoholic. I think it's for me it's a little more serious. I really shouldn't drink. It's not a good thing. No, I don't. Now, why is my stuff not working? Phone view.
We become boring old men.
Yeah.
This way. Let's see, 1920 by 1080. Talk about doing your homework at the very end. No, that doesn't work.
Okay, this is the change I expected would fix it. Could just be a function of me being in the build, which I don't always test on. So, and then where else did things go off the rails? There's a bunch of tutorial text in here somewhere.
Size, canvas size, 19. Oh, did I screw that up? 19, 20, 10. Oh, I did screw that up. Oh, filthy. So close. Bigger.
No, here. Okay, this is the one that's supposed to show up.
Special coffee or something. I have very good coffee.
Oh, this is a halo of the change I just made.
Interesting.
Yeah. Load up, the way I would accomplish load up the van with anything you want is to say relocate items, string.empty for the item.
What was the exact thing you ran into? Now rewind for me. My brain is set.
Okay. So one of the messages about loading up your van didn't show up. This still doesn't entirely explain it, but it's one thing. It's a small check that I think we can. I think the way is forward, not backwards.
Halo Reach. Breach? Creech? What was that one called? At least. Prop. What I'll be doing tonight is hypocritically filling out all the stuff for my 40K army, putting names on things, doing all the homework. I was like, well, you got to do your homework.
I haven't done my homework yet.
I know, but I want to make it very clear that as much as I was saying that, I didn't exactly do my homework either.
All right, one less halo effect should be pushed now. So let's test again. And I know I should be in a build, but I want to do it here in case I need to see the logs or whatever.
All right.
I should also probably put a little save point right before that moment in the tutorial so I don't have to do all this stuff over again. It's gonna take a minute.
$80. Save. So yellow. I am gonna. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'll be right back.
Sounds good. All right, buy all this. Make one of these. Milk the cow again. I feel like we should make it so you don't have to do that twice. I think we should make it so that you don't have to do that twice. I don't know why every statement of opinion these days is a feeling.
You're hooked on a feeling.
It's only a feeling.
Oh, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Image size.
Okay, buy more stuff. Grow wheat. Wait 5 seconds.
Pen out for this math. Do this in a while. 60.
Gotta do math over there. Danger alert.
Make sure I'm getting my pixel size right for these screenshots.
All right, buy all the stuff
What a zoo.
one time. Use the mixer to make dough. Wait 30 seconds.
Oh, it's not big enough. It's not big enough. All right. More math.
All right, make the pizza. All right, and save progress. Okay, unlock the magnet. Right-click the magnet. Click and hold an item and drag to attract 3 matching items. Release, deactivate, open your phone, check out Realtor app. Let's get you onto a new property. Pick one. Aha! I got an error there. What error was that? Key not found, huh? Oh, we're asking for an item ID that doesn't exist? Oh, I know what that is.
Scaring me, Will.
No, this is good.
How's this good?
Because we found a problem. And I know what to
we
what to
found a
do.
problem that we made.
We made the whole game. It's all
That's
our fault.
That's a BS answer.
No, it's not.
It absolutely is. We shouldn't be making problems when we're trying to release a thing. I'm totally down for it, but like,
We're fixing problems.
let's see, is this? All right. The screenshot is suitable for all ages.
All right, shut that down.
Shut them down.
Restore my save. My saved save. Play. Unlock the magnet. Use the magnet. Pick up poop with the magnet. Stop using the magnet. Oh, that's annoying.
What is?
Tells you to right click to deactivate the magnet, which is how you deactivate the magnet. But if you do it on top of one of these locked locations, you get the pop up, which is just like in the way of
Oh well.
doing things. Okay, now load your van with whatever you want to take with you. I'll take care of the rest. Sure, I'll put more stuff in there. All right, don't forget your magnet. That thing's clutch. All right, the place is almost yours. Just put your initials here. Check. And here. Check. Nicely done. Now you know the basics, but there's so much more to craft. Click and hold over the signature line to move to a new yard, bringing the items in your van with you. The Chivos app can help you track progress and figure out what to craft next. A lot of information all at once, but c'est la vie. Let's go. Click and hold. I'm out.
Danny Mole.
Yep. Nailed it. And here we are. Is my game broken? No. What do I want?
How's your phone look?
Phone looks legit.
Pop it open again. Just making sure it doesn't have anyone it shouldn't have. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Should I pop on over to Prospector's Pass too?
Sure, give it a look.
This is the making sure you can normally leave your yard test.
Yes. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave.
All right, here we are.
Oh, your stuff came out. Check the Chivos app real quick. Yeah, that's a good one. That looks clear. All right. Do a push I'll grab it. I'll send it up to Steam, and your next quest will be to take a couple screenshots.
Oh, there's null ref in here.
Oh,
Oh, I know what this is. I'm not going to say that they're fine, but they're definitely fine. They are when you do this. Yeah. Or this. Yep. Okay.
Will, you need to better explain when you are on 3 pixels on a stream. What are you doing? And why is it a null ref?
Yeah. A null ref is when a variable has no value. It hasn't been assigned a value and something is using it. In this one case, this has been here a little while. I have all these little icons inside this UI here. So there's an icon for the Chivo, and now when you mouse over the Chivo, there's some descriptive text.
Mm-hmm.
In many menus, when you mouse over an icon for an item, you get the item's description text. Like I'm looking at wheat flour right now. I'm looking at animal feed. When you mouse over the reward, there's also info text here. This is saying that this Chivo gives you mill wheel and millstone recipes. But
Cash money's not real.
Cash money isn't an item, but it's being represented in the same code components that I'm using to represent items here. So when you mouse over it, it tries to go find the item, cash money, and give me the description.
But it handles it correctly. If it doesn't find one, it doesn't blurk the whole thing.
It doesn't blurk the whole thing. That attempt to draw the description text just aborts. And then it reports an error here in the log, which I should clean up. It handles it properly, so it should not throw an error. This is like sort of a cleanliness thing. It's
next to godliness, I'm told.
If you have a program,
Will and I both went to Catholic school.
Errors. Clearly. You don't want your program to throw errors that aren't problems. You want errors to mean there's a problem.
To be real problems.
Fix them. Yeah.
All right.
It's a noise. It's a signal to noise thing. It's really important when you're on like a huge project, and like you can make slippery slope arguments about it. I should clean this up. We're not on a huge project. It's not causing this.
Where it becomes
except for little moments like this where I go, there's a problem. Oh no.
Where it becomes a problem is when you have a bunch of these and you can no longer sift through it and determine what is real and what is not.
That's what I mean by the signal to noise thing.
All right, pack it up. Send it.
It's pushed.
It's pushed.
Never figured out why my centering of the PNY screen didn't do anything though.
Because of hacks.
Maybe.
You do understand I'm not entertaining this one.
You're not entertaining.
Please don't expect this to get checked in.
Are you not entertained?
By this one, no. No one would even know if it was supposed to be there or
not. I am entertained.
I am entertained too. This is fun, man. I like desperately miss up to this point.
That didn't do
actually releasing stuff. There's so much like I don't know. I've dealt with a lot of talk about it from way off in advance and no one doing it for a long time. Put my sign in.
This UI kit is total bupkis.
Total bupkis now.
That's the PG word I landed on. I don't know how I got there, but that's the PG word I'm going with. This thing is bupkis. All right. What did you say you wanted me to do next?
When the Steam build gets up there, I need you to play it via Steam. Take some screenshots. Hopefully you're at larger than 1920 by 1080. Set that live now. Okay.
What is my resolution on this monitor? 2560 by 1440.
Yeah, it's great. I'll resize when I get them. Steam should be up to date. I'm gonna close all my stuff again. Reopen it. I'll do the same from my end.
The pragmatism of will. That'll be the name of my memoir. Thank you, Joe.
Pragmatism.
What is
What?
I think he's being generous there. I think there's a different word he wants to use, but he's still figuring it out.
I love it. Let's see. Steam card. Scan a QR code.
I actually think that in this particular interaction, Joe, I'm the one that's more YOLO because I'm still trying to make changes.
Yes. That's what I love about this exchange, that we've like role reversed.
Yeah, and Z's the one being pragmatic. Being conservative.
Awesome. I am being a bit conservative.
Not like capital C conservative. I just mean
no.
not wanting to change things.
I just featured and recommended. I just got served Cruft.
There you go.
But I haven't like literally Dune Awakening Cruft. Will check out the stream.
Well, it's probably recommended to you because you've got 700 hours in it, like me. The game.
I've never seen it up here. Look at the stream. I've never had it come up at the top here.
I just see my screen. Oh wait, I have to hit play on the screen. That's so weird.
You have to look at the stream.
I mean, is it live? Did you EA it?
I didn't EA it. I changed a bunch of crap, updated video stuff, and I'm putting screenshots in it, but I've never seen it up here before. Maybe it's just a thing that they changed and do now.
I think the algorithm has matched you strongly to Cruft.
But it's
like, that's all.
Yeah, I mean it's in my library.
Right.
Yeah, well
that's weird.
So
I don't know. I don't think that's anything. I think that's a weird thing.
Well, if there was any one thing this entire time it was going to match me with, it would be Cruft.
Right.
And I'm saying this is the only time I have seen it put there.
Curious. I wonder why.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so you want me to take screenshots?
I do.
Dealer's choice, or is there a hit list we want to tick off?
I mean, I think photogenic stuff would be good in general.
Okay. Yep. That's a good criteria.
Yep. Just photogenic stuff. Blah, 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 blah. I gotta go to the publish tab. Publish.
I don't want to do this yard.
Public.
Oh, but I want my magnet. I think animals are photogenic. Like people make entire Slack channels for pictures of animals. So that's what I'm going with.
You completed the fun. Oh. The page changed. Once you've completed the following steps, you'll be able to release your game here. Store page and game build have been reviewed and approved. Oh, it's because we're changing the store page. It was not Superstition.
It was not.
I've lost the button.
Algo.
I've lost the button. The go button.
Is it because you hit the go button?
No, I've lost the go button because we updated our store page.
And they have to review the store page now. Nice. Stuff like this is why we're doing it, sort of just
Mm-hmm.
YOLO, like, because you're only going to learn these, you're only going to make these mistakes. The only way to learn crap like this is to make that kind of mistake, right? That's so good.
That is pretty tight.
Yeah. At least I have plenty of time to take screenshots now.
I wouldn't call it plenty of time because I have to put those screenshots up and then they have to get reviewed.
And then they have to get reviewed. Yeah,
So
it's fair enough. At least we learned something today.
we did. Oh, we need. That's the problem. Is we need 5 or more screenshots. I deleted the old ones. You're actually on the clock, Will.
I'm on the clock. It's the exact opposite of what I wanted. All right. Well,
I will likewise fire it up.
Let's do stuff.
It needs 5 screenshots. All right. That's so funny. I was like, oh, and I scrolled down. It's like checklist incomplete. I don't know that it needs to get reviewed, but it does.
That would be good because needing review is like a whole thing.
All right, I'm gonna go to.
Oh, I need food.
I'm gonna go to wide open spaces and just take a long range or 2.
Sure. Yeah, I'll do the tight shots with small farm. A little bit of carpentry work would look good out here.
What a day. Cows and poop are a hit. Cow, by pig, by the means to grow them, by feed. Just do this. This is awesome. Screenshots under pressure. All right, it's 4.
I think this one's good. Does print screen just work?
F12 in Steam.
Oh,
gets
nice.
you a screenshot to your folder. Yeah.
Print. Oh, should I have what should be highlighted here? Time it right with the pulse. Boop. All right. You said we need how many screenshots?
We need 5 total. We got 1 up there, so just like take 2 or 3. Then I gotta Photoshop them. Take one of poop.
Oh, I don't have any money. I gotta sell something.
All right, I'm gonna quit out of here because I think I've got enough to work with.
You want to come up with a screenshot, Badger? You just post it when you can. Z loves changing the store.
It could be worse. Could be worse. Now I just gotta get these to 1920 by 1080. Man, this is so us.
Oh, I want a nice big pile of poop for the screenshot.
I already got some poops.
Oh, you already got poop?
I got a poop close up, yeah. Image size. Okay. Image, canvas size, 1920, 1080. What a bunch of hacks. $20, 1080. Come on, work. That's good. Okay. Then update the store page. Assets, screenshots. Those suitable for all ages. Yeah. Called poop manure. I want to shop, but I can't do it right now. Come on, you don't show up for this stream absolutely ready to contribute content at the very last minute. What kind of operation is this?
Water and yeast.
20 by 1080. Oh, this one's good. This one's good. It's a keeper.
What's your Saturday video, Badger?
Yeah, what is your Saturday video? What do we got? What's on the docket?
All right, I know I need to catch a celebration.
Yeah, you do.
What do we want the celebration to mostly contain?
Speed. Urgency.
All right. I'll just start crafting things then.
It's a little tough in a tight yard also to just like make it go, but having the celebration pretty solid. Oh, where am I? Do I have another one? Another one?
Oh, I can start making bread.
Oh, that one's an older one. Ah, that stinks.
Oh no, I put all the craft in my van and now I can't afford to.
Do you have anything you can send over right now?
Yeah.
All right. I would do so because I can
so
just
it goes to a screenshots folder. You said, right?
if you open up Steam on the game itself,
Go to the games page in my library.
Yeah. It'll have post game summary stuff in it, and you can click an object that's in there.
Post game summary. Aha.
Yep.
So there is.
Download it and then Discord it over.
Copy to clipboard.
You're rebasing minis from previous editions. That's pretty sweet.
I'm gonna put it in Pixar. It didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Because I only need one more to get the page up, and then the celebration one I can add to that and put it in the right spot. That not enough space for new items. That's a good grab.
Thanks. Yeah, I thought that was a emblematic moment of the game. And then here's one where I do have space. There's also like a cruft. There's like a little bit of cruft celebration sprinkling down there. Probably kind of confusing looking actually, but
I don't see the crust sprinkling. Oh no, on the one where you don't have space. All right. Save image. Save. All right.
oh, screenshot. Okay,
Crack
just
this
got
guy
the other one I want.
open. Image. Canvas size. 1920. 1080. Center it. Hopefully that just works.
All right, here's one more. This one's mid celebration.
Size. 1080.
It's for screenshots. It's probably best to use a smaller resolution because stuff like those pop-ups would be bigger and more readable.
I don't have a choice of the resolution.
But I do of the if I was on like 1024 by 768,
Yeah,
my
but
UI scale would be different.
your UI scale would be different.
Maybe not drastically different.
Maybe not drastically different, but I'm not rescaling anything. And so you having higher scale, I'm probably still getting it exactly what it would be. I'm just changing the canvas size on it.
Okay.
If we were going bigger, it would be a problem. And I tried to do that about 20 minutes ago, and it was no bueno.
Really made a mess for myself with this situation.
Yeah,
Don't fill your
that
van
is
with
like a
trash.
tagline for the game.
Yeah, don't fill your van with trash if you can't afford to go to the dump.
All suitable for all ages. You said you sent another one, a celebration one.
Yeah, I like had to be quick on the draw, so it's not,
I'll get to that one in a second. I'm gonna see if I.
it's not raining down, but it's spraying on the sides there.
We'll get a solid one of straight up explosion. That one, that's going to be hard to do at a different resolution.
This actually makes me think differently about like what the celebration needs to look like. If the celebration doesn't make for a good screenshot, maybe your celebration has a problem.
I don't think that's 100% true.
I think it's true.
I don't think that our celebration doesn't make for a good screenshot. What I'm saying is that because I'm not changing the resolution of anything and I have to crop these down to 1920 by 1080, that I'd be cropping out the sides. That's
I'm just saying that looking at the screenshot I took of the celebration, it does not look that much like a celebration. I know that it's a celebration. It's still, so that's very different than seeing things spray off the side.
Yeah, I agree with that to an extent, but just make sure store assets. No, I don't want update or view base store assets. Trailers, that's what I wanted. Demo coming soon is going bye-bye. Save. Publish. I think we have work to do on our celebration to make it more evident, but I have had celebrations that were absolutely phenomenal. It's very dependent on the stuff that's
when you're playing, it feels good. I think that as like screenshot material, it could be better.
All right, now let's go to trailers. Preview changes in store. All right. I sort of feel like we may be ready to push the button. Let me see if it allows us.
Big moment.
Reload this
Yes.
page.
See if we can find the button.
Releases early access is now a button.
Should we do it?
Let me check where we're at in terms of ad distance. Yeah, we're 18 minutes from an ad. How do you feel, Will?
Have a moment of silence. Feel good. I think it's time. I think, you know, I have nothing else profound to say. It's time. We've been tracking towards this for a long time. Let's get it. Let's get it out there.
All right. I have pushed the button. There's some check boxes underneath. It says set launch discounts 25%. We're good with that. Transition the Steam store to play from coming soon to release. Yep. Enable owners to download and launch the game. Yeah. Set the game store page in public. Date time now. All right. Are you ready to release your game right now? Release right now. Hit it. If you're ready to release your game app, make it available to customers, please type release my app.
Yep. This is the "Are you really sure?" button.
Failed to verify app and partner state error 2. Please refresh and try again.
Womp womp. App and partner state, huh? Interesting. Is it just you haven't logged in recently?
I don't think so.
That would explain it then if you hadn't logged in recently and they just don't have like fresh credentials.
It would.
They might, like, I mean, GitHub's like this with me all the time. Like, I can go use and do things, but as soon as I try to like make a critical configuration change, it's like, let's make sure that you can log in, even though I know that technically we have your cached creds.
All publishing tasks have been completed. Your application is now visible in the Steam store. It may take up to 10 minutes to prepare applicable lists, such as new releases or upcoming, but you can view your store page immediately by following the link below. I mean, it's got release date June 19th, 2025. Let me Steam up as well. Do I want to pull the demo down? I don't want to do that today.
I mean, I do want to pull the demo down now that people can play the game.
Maybe I do want to do it today.
But I feel if you don't want to do it today.
It's just a deactivate demo. Delist demo from Steam. Prevent new downloads and existing players from launching on Steam. Deactivating your demo will do the following. Unlisted from Steam. It will no longer appear in search of the store. Prevent new downloads of the demo. Prevent existing players from launching the demo from Steam. Players will only be able to uninstall the content. Players will only be able to uninstall it.
That's a little awkward. I didn't know that they would block people who have the demo from launching it anymore. But I guess that's what we're signing up for, right? Like,
is that what we're doing?
We're certainly not maintaining the demo, and the demo looks extremely different from the real game at this point.
Let's not do it in the short term, and maybe on Monday look at if we get like an uptick in demos and whatever. Like, if people aren't really going for it, I don't know, because like it really isn't that similar now.
I know.
I mean, we got to make a judgment call. Do we want the demo at all to be in parallel with the game? That's a pretty big call. It is really not like the game.
It is really not like the game. We haven't been planning to support the demo in parallel with the game, and that doesn't mean we can't change our minds. But as far as I'm concerned, from a tech perspective, that is overhead that we probably don't want.
All right. From a
I have unfounded opinions on the sales side. Therefore,
I would like your unfounded
I have no opinion on the sales side.
I would like your unfounded opinions on the sales side.
My unfounded opinion about demos in general is that they are not necessarily net positive for sales or for people trying your game.
I think if our demo were closer to the real game, there might be a good reason to keep it. But
Yeah,
it ain't.
I think that if the demo was like the demo was a next like that demo was worth 400 wish lists during Next Fest. That's what the demo was for. It's
Yep.
not for trying to sell the game to people today.
All right. So say we all.
So say we all.
All righty.
Joe also says yank the demo.
Unanimous.
I mean,
Demo is allegedly yanked. Warning, this release demo does not appear on the game store page. Reason the demo is currently deactivated. All right, so we could reactivate it some other day. If the game gains some popularity and we decide we want a new demo.
right. Or if, we determine that like, hey, when people try the game, they like it, but they're not, they feel gun shy about dropping 750 on it, right? Like, then we go and we update the demo.
You know what? We could honestly, I'm not planning on doing this at all, but the thought exercise of if we wanted to do the demo now, all we'd really have to do is just end the tutorial with something slightly different. Like it wouldn't end. We basically make the realtor unreachable.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a branch in the tutorial.
Yeah, like the realtor would just be like get the full game to go to different yards, and we'd probably just make a Tim shop after that had a few more things in it.
Yep.
That wouldn't be that bad. I don't want to do it, but if we wanted a demo for it, we could make that happen, and it would be okay to have that run parallel.
This is a thing that Steam recommends about demos, which is sharing save data between the demo and the game. Would you want to be able to retain any amount of progress from a demo, from that new demo?
Nope.
Okay.
In fact, we'd go back in and we'd shave up the achievements in there, which the full game does not have achievements in it.
I know we still have to do achievements.
Yeah, which we're not going to do for a while till we're settled on what those Chivos are going to be. But we'd want to have that square, but we'd probably still let you get the pizza Chivo.
It would be tidier to have save data not transfer nor Chivos transfer.
Correct. Well, Chivos would transfer just to the overall. I don't think we want anything to transfer. It's that the demo would have the pizza Chivo that the big one doesn't. There are going to be people who are like, "Oh, why don't those Chivos are on the demo itself?" Yeah,
those are demo specific.
They're demo specific. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Is my phone blowing up saying that we're rich? I doubt it. It would be pretty funny though. Oh my God, we're a hit in Thailand.
I don't think anybody's awake in Thailand.
I bet this was automated. Hello, key request Steam. I saw your game, got interested in it, so I offered to do a review. The curator page send me a key. The curator this email. That's definitely automated. All right, I did get well. At least
you got a scam attempt?
I don't think it's a scam attempt. I just think that like when new stuff enters a system, a database somewhere, somebody,
some enterprising reviewer / automation script writer found a way.
Oh, what weird stuff could I look at?
What Chivo am I going for right now?
Yeah, what Chivo are you going for?
I always do this. I always just kind of get to a point where like I have an economy and I'm having space problems, and I start wondering, like, what am I up to anyways? Okay, Workbench.
My dashboard now has transitioned from early access to full release.
Oh, look.
Huh. Lifetime Steam revenue gross $0.
Yeah. So Joe's saying that if we see a bunch of wish lists without purchases, then maybe a demo would help entice purchases.
I don't know.
Speaking of wish lists, I guess one of the next steps is, when do we press the email wish lists button?
Yeah, I gotta find what that thing is. Good point. Home.
Yeah.
So once you're in early access, though, I think a lot of people are just like vibing on how the reviews are doing, and you need to put out newsy snippets saying, "Hey, we just added this feature" or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe around full release is the next time we do a demo. I think at that point, 1 and 3 the same one. Sweet. Find. Do. I have so many freaking screens open right now. Is there the celebratory one? Did I make that? Save image. Save. Canvas size. 20. 1080. We'll go bottom left. Left. Bottom left. See how that looks. Nope, it looks like garbage.
Yeah.
Cropping it out. 15, 20, 1080. Proceed. Last try. See if I can get this to crop well. Bottom right. Yeah, that's close enough. It's a weird shot, but we'll just hit save on it. And we'll
All right. Do we want more cows or do we want more pigs?
How much cruft issue do you have?
I mean, I barely have space, so everything's an issue.
If cruft is the biggest problem, then I would consider
more pigs.
Yeah. Fidalgo just congrats us on early access.
Nice.
Store page.
I wonder if there's. I wonder if the email wish listers is actually not necessary right now because we got a free one for going into early access.
Yeah. Or like.
Let's find out more about.
Or yeah. Or you get like. I do get that message every once in a while when I like, oh, this thing just went into early access. Like, 1 and 3 are the same. So.
Yeah, but that might be the button, right?
That might be. Could be. Could be. All right, we'll put this bad boy in there, I think. Room. It's that other thing. Where is that confounded screenshot?
Oh. Actual Fint says I got the early access email for Cruft.
What?
Perfect.
What? Ah! Ah! Amazing.
Fantastic. Also, good to see you, Mr. Fint.
Do we know Mr.
Pleasure.
Fint?
I do know Mr. Fint.
Mr. Fint, you're the best. Publish. Publish to public. Good. All right. Oh, you know what I should do? I should get us a sale. Been waiting for this for a long time.
Yep.
My main account on Steam, Instacop. Awesome. My main account on Steam doesn't own the game, and I didn't give myself a key with it.
Yep.
Let's see. Now available weekend deal. Now available Borderlands new DLC. You'll drop me on top. Nah, you're not gonna do that. All right. Let's get it for. Oh, but that does mean I probably have an email that I could open. Craft's not available. Early access on Steam. Yeah. Introductory offer 7.4 now. Buy cheap. Yeah. See the store page. Yeah. Desktop app.
We're getting there.
Add to cart. View my cart. Continue to payment. Purchase. I'm gonna get 801 Steam points for this. Install my content. I'm very pleased that our freaking thing looks, our store presence looks different now and has a real picture in it.
Yeah,
It was going to be
that was such great advice.
Really hard to make it stand out.
Yep.
Otherwise, UTM analytics widget. We don't have a widget anywhere. We probably should get one. Dashboard. Where my sales at? I want to see how quickly this thing actually updates. Show me the money. I'm very scared that obviously there'll be several steps, but like the fact that transition from early access to full release is just like pinned up there.
You're just gonna actually
just waiting for me to fall off the wagon at 3 a.m.
You saw how difficult it was to enter early access. Full release isn't going to be any easier, like mechanically, to press the button, right?
It'd be dope if it was. That was like the trick. Is that like this time around it's just
it's like the best bait switch
button.
ever. They train you that the UI is absolutely like a 3-key system, and then full release just oops, I sneezed and it went. That's not gonna happen.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, thank you.
Water in wide open spaces is rough? What do you mean?
Congrats on wide open spaces. I have yet to see that level in game. I have to get off my butt. Get some Chivos instead of resetting my progress to test the tutorial.
I think I give you like a free well in that one, don't I? It's tough. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little tough. There's no public works. Yeah, you gotta. You're far away. I didn't see it in the pile. Yeah, you get a free well and a free mine off to the side. I like how the trash can is transparent if you don't have a save file. That's a good test. Good job,
yes.
Will.
Thank you. Stuff like that is nice to like kind of round out a push with, because the menu code is like really short and simple. It's like a nice closer task. All right, what else? What else am I actually doing here? Can I get an anvil here? Don't think so. Probably get this one.
I should probably send a direct message to Gaben. Let
Yeah.
him know.
I like how you have this like one-sided pen pal thing with Gaben.
I haven't been pushing it. Haven't been pushing
Yeah,
it.
no,
Well,
you're respectful.
I only sent him one thank you note for like, hey, I'm pushing stuff
Yeah,
up to the store. You know, this has been
fair.
really cool. Oh, Supermarket Simulator just went into 1.0. Lens Island 1.0 is out.
Trouble.
God, that's right. I bought Scum at one point. Dune Awakening, yeah. Night Rain, yeah. How are we going to get on these stats? I love how anticlimactic this is. It's like,
Yep.
I like genuinely like how anticlimactic.
That's all that was gonna happen.
Yeah. Flip the switch.
You got an email. You got an automated email
I
from
did.
an enterprising person. Like that's interesting. We learned that you can't press buttons if you don't have the right number of screenshots.
Yeah. That was tight. Our followers has consistently been going up over time, which is good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we get a follower every few days. Our hype rank is meandered. Unreleased? What do you mean all unreleased? Hype score. All right, our hype score goes up a little bit. Hype rank. I'm going through GameDiscover.co. Our hype rank is now less than 10,000.
That's what I say. It's got to be like not on the chart yet.
It's no, it's actually like so as a result of Next Fest, we were at like 30,000 is the bottom of the barrel, and then Next Fest got us to about 16, and then since we've gotten up to, I mean, as of today, like, and it's obviously comparative, 9,665.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I mean, that doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know what.
hype score is through this company. It's like a conglomerate of like people's follows of it, their interest in it, wish lists, talk about it, all kinds of stuff like that. And it's a fairly okay barometer. It's their own custom cooked thing of like the measurement of how much heat a game has on Steam.
Okay.
And so like right now, their number one thing out there is Broken Arrow, which just came out, which is doing like phenomenally well. It's a new RTS.
Cool.
Yeah. And they do some amount of predictive mumbo jumbo with it. New releases. Yeah, I should go into new releases rather than popular new releases. I also wonder, like, if, hey, what do you know? If I hit all new releases, we're the second newest release.
All right. Hey, that's that's something.
Yes.
I know that there's one strategy where you try to hit these buttons like right before Steam goes dark for changes, so that you stay on the top of that list
Yeah,
for the weekend.
I think we may want to pull that kind of shenanigans like for the actual big boy release. I think there's some value in that. For right
Yeah, I
now,
mean,
in order,
all of this is about scraping together whatever kind of marketing esque advantages you can, because that's the real barrier, as far as I'm concerned, to making a game and making it sell.
absolutely true. I'm just saying that
At least it's-
that one list that I got to, I had to go by top sellers. No, I had to go by new and trending, new releases. Click again, scroll down, get out of popular new releases, go into new releases again,
yeah. No,
and
we're
then
already
go
screens deep, right?
all the way down to
But
all.
it's something,
It
something
is.
that's not
It
searching
is.
for us.
It is. It is. The Steam business is pretty rad. Steam's cool.
It is.
I know it hasn't always been this easy to do stuff, but like literally two jokers could show up on a stream, bug fix for like 60 to 70% of the time, and then be like, all right, make it live.
We're gonna have to work into our routine. Checking the Steam forum, I never remember to check that thing,
I
but people can post there if they have troubles.
I do check community on it.
Oh, cool.
Um,
I wonder if there's a way to have it just email me or whatever.
it probably is.
I'm gonna actually make a note, a to-do list for that.
So keeping things on the somewhat low key, like let's see how the weekend treats us, and then Monday it'll be like I'll put together a press release. I'll put an actual announcement in to the actual community thing, which will put it into the news and all that. And then hopefully this thing will start getting a little growth.
Yep. Just a little bit.
just a tad. A little bit of growth would be good.
Wow, I'm full of all the space.
Packages. Yesterday. I wonder how often this updates.
This is why we're supposed to release earlier in the day, so that you have the whole day to mess with your analytics dashboards and.
It's got nothing on it. Nothing. Preferences.
Well, then maybe it's better to
be done. Wipe your hands of it.
To log off.
Think about.
See it. Check on it in the morning.
Think about all the glory of playing Warhammer tomorrow.
Yep. We're closing in on sign off time.
That's a heck of a nice farm you got there.
Thanks. I'm just kind of mindlessly clicking stuff. I'm not really. I haven't even picked a Chivo. Like,
I would argue that maybe the best form of the game is mindlessly clicking stuff. Is deeply satisfying.
Yeah.
Look
Well,
at that
I would go into. Oh yeah, it's just a bunch of green. I would go into the game to like test something, and unless it was if it wasn't the tutorial, I would just like get sucked in and be like, oh crap, I'm supposed to be working right now, but I'm playing Craft. It's very
one and the same,
engaging in that way.
It is very engaging in that way. So yeah, we are. We're up against time. Other news: we have a contract out, awaiting signature, to get some help from an artist. hopefully sometime soon. So hopefully all that goes through fine. Which point that increases our capability many-fold. And it's just kind of fun to have someone else to work with too. But yeah. Thanks for everybody hanging out, watching us, watching Will stress me out with wanting to entirely turn the game into a submarine simulator when I'm trying to push the go button.
These are wild accusations.
Wild. Will, great fixes.
Thanks.
I would not have chosen to do them.
This is feeling like a backhanded compliment.
It's actually no. This is the point of having two different people. Is you do get to push like my boundaries on it. This is not an authoritarian thing. If I had genuinely been like, I don't want to do this, I really don't want to do this, I wouldn't have done it. I have the Steam buttons. I pushed all the things through it.
I'm the captain now.
No, but I think it's important, and I don't think that working as a team is all about one person's comfort with the other person's stuff. Like, that's what trust is. It isn't. This is exactly how I would do it. And if it's blown up on Monday, because no one can get to the tutorial, like then it is. But like, I don't think it is. Like they're good choices. They make the tutorial better. Most likely, unless everything is absolutely blazing, which I doubt, we're back on deeps.
Yeah.
Basically, the only reason we haven't touched it in a couple of weeks is for this reason, is to like get to this point. But we do need to be rocking in several vectors at the same time to keep it popping, keep us from getting lazy. Yeah,
it would be good to return to Deeps. I think I had kind of hit a point with Deeps where I was like, okay, I know at least like one facet that I'm going to have to build, and we're not entirely convinced that this is the rigging system. I'm not entirely convinced that Unity can do what we need. So that'll be fun.
Let's push it.
There will be this will be like the return to Deeps will be some pretty high level planning stuff. Like I'll be going in and talking about requirements. I'll be making ridiculous diagrams for myself and making you all look at them. And we will be trying to see what Unity can actually do in terms of like a runtime bone driven 2D kind of ragdoll thing. There'll be a lot of spots where Z's going to be like, can we just use something that exists?
Runtime, fun time.
And probably be right and me not want to do it anyways.
The family that disagrees together makes scene games together.
That's certainly how it's going.
It's the one point that I desperately want to make is that like you don't want an echo chamber. Like the game today is better. What we uploaded is better for it not being just me making that call.
Yeah,
like, pushback is good. Thoughts on the screenshot?
Like there's sort of like a pithy saying that like business partners that always agree don't need each other, you know.
Oh yeah. We'll grab the bigger one, Badger. Just save image.
Oh, thoughts on the screenshot? I want to take a look at it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's gonna get cropped. Just letting you know that. Cops will come and try to snatch my crops.
Part of the original sort of selling plan.
Oh wait, it's not going to get cropped. It's perfect. You're at 1920 by 1080. Absolutely.
Was to first show like a tame small yard, and then show a huge yard with tons of stuff on it to kind of demonstrate that like that's how the game scales. So yeah, a shot on this yard just like full of stuff would be mint.
That's one. That's the other. Do I want to replace it? No. No, I don't. B next to it. All right, 2 screenshots. As long as we're still here, still futz with it. Graphical assets, screenshot assets. Drag this in there. Oh, did that wrong. Make sure I'm dragging and dropping the right stuff.
Oh, I need water down there.
Oh, that is good code. That is good code, Badger. I will tell you though that the composter does spit out cruft, but your secret message
Oh, there is a secret message there.
is pretty tight.
Dope.
I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it until you said it. That's good stuff. Let's see. I should do some sort of on-screen celebration. With poop. Oh, which is awesome because you had a celebration going at the same time.
Yeah.
It's poop flying up, all kinds of good stuff flying down. I think we're good.
All right. That's it. That's the stream.
Any idea?
That's the early access release stream.
Indeed.
File.
We did it. It's available on the store. I guess the last thing I'll do is check out the cruft. Change my little message here. Check out cruft on Steam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can change
I know.
it.
I gotta write a bunch of messages to people now, don't I?
Anyway, we did it. It's the start of something wonderful. Folks, we will see you on Monday.
Indeed.
Thanks a bunch.